guys, welcome to Afternoon Express. My name is Jeannie D, and boy, do we have quite an afternoon lined up for you. Today we chat to beauty photographer and such an amazing, eccentric character, Merwelene Van der Merwe. She is so ridiculously talented and just such a beautiful soul. Bonnie also paid a visit rather, to ceramic artist Mervyn Gers, or Gers, who is giving away a one-of-a-kind tea set to a viewer today, along with a hamper of tea. Then Bonang gives us some amazing makeup tips and she tells us actually how she gets her seductive signature look. I'm going to be watching that just to practice for tonight because of course it is First Thursday. And for Winner Home, we get some property advice from our judge and CEO of private property, Simon Bray. Bonnie, what's happening in the kitchen?
Yeah. Hi, I'm Bonnie Booley. Welcome to your favorite kitchen in the land. And joining us for the very first time on Afternoon Express is our guest chef, Dudley. Welcome to the loft.
Thank you, Bonnie. Fun to be here.
Well, you're certainly one of the funkiest chefs we've ever had.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah, so what are we making?
Today, we are going to be making teriyaki chicken.
I love teriyaki.
Yeah. And also people want to know how to make chicken. You know, how to do a good chicken breast and how to pack in lots of flavor.
It's also like, chicken breast is hard. It's hard to make. It's just, it gets
people
dry quickly.
I have lots of secrets.
Yay. You're going to share them all with us today.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Let's begin.
So shall we begin?
Yeah.
Well, here are some chicken breasts, and conveniently there is one here that still has its bone in. Now, chicken breasts are nice to have with a little bit of skin on. Often people kind of have mutilated their chicken breasts and it's dry and hard and tough and horrible.
Always falls off my chicken.
So I want to show you now how to debone this chicken breast. And it's actually a way that you can do, there's some secrets about deboning kind of most things.
Okay.
You need a nice, sharp deboning to see how skinny it is.
I see that.
Don't be like messing with it like a serrated knife or something ugly like that, okay? Nice sharp knife, and we're going to put it in between the bone and the chicken breast and follow the bone as close as you can.
To the bone.
To the bone. And I haven't done this for a while, but we can do this. And then we follow the bone, follow the bone, the bone right around. Can you see? Until we sort of take it off. We make that disappear. Yes. Then we have a lovely chicken breast.
I see this.
Ready to go. So now we've got some others that have been done for us here.
Okay.
And I'm going to pop these into your good. Oh, these guys don't have bones. They still have bones on it. We'll just go with those. And then we're going to massage a little bit of oil.
Okay.
I'm a big user of sort of plain oil, and can you see I'm giving it a little massage?
Yes, I see this.
Yes, acquainting it with some oil, which allows its seasoning to stick.
Why plain oil? Is it just thinner?
Olive oil is wonderful, I think, afterwards, because it has a great flavour, but sometimes it sort of overpowers things. Don't you find?
I mean, I generally always think it's better
wonderful,
but it's more like chefy to use olive oil.
It is very chefy to use olive oil, but sometimes I think it can overpower a thing. And when you've got teriyaki,
yes, that's the star of the show. Okay.
Now we have we're going to make a little dressing, very simple.
Right.
Because basically chicken is like a canvas. Hey, can I have I'm just going to use my device.
Absolutely.
We're going to do some orange juice.
You were saying chicken is like a canvas?
Chicken is like a canvas. It's like ready to take on flavors.
It takes on any flavor.
Yeah, exactly. And you'll notice we don't need lots of oil and lots of stuff because all the flavor is in the teriyaki. And we want a little bit of sweetness.
Okay.
So we're going to put in a little bit.
This is some Moskonfyt.
This is actually marmalade.
That's
orange marmalade.
Okay.
And Asian-y things like teriyaki love a little bit of a citrus business.
All right.
Have you noticed that?
Yeah.
Yes.
I've noticed they're always combined with that.
Yes.
Okay.
So now we have this little teriyaki. Sometimes I add a little bit of Indonesian soy sauce, but today we're not going to do that. Okay. We're just going to pour this over the chicken.
Right.
And then notice how we've kind of lined up our chicken breasts like friends.
Like friends, okay.
Next to each other.
So they should be quite close to each other.
We've preheated our oven
to
180 degrees, and we're going to pop it in the oven.
For how long?
For 20 minutes.
Okay.
Then we're going to feel them, and we're going to, are you cooked? Are you not cooked? We don't want to overdo it.
Okay, perfect.
Then we'll baste it a little bit. And then might pop it in for a little bit more of a grill or a little
Yeah,
bit more of a bake
yeah.
so it gets lovely color on top.
Okay, perfect.
And then we'll see how that goes.
Absolutely. We'll carry on a little bit later. Thank you so much. And all the details of the recipe are on the website afternoonexpress.co.za. Afternoon Express and Sasco are giving you the chance to win a Sasco product hamper and toaster valued at 2,000 Rand. Simply cook a dish using any Sasco product. Take a picture of your dish with the Sasco product used and post it onto the Afternoon Express Facebook page along with the name of your creation, and you could win. T's and C's apply. Okay, perfect.
I'm busy zesting an orange, Bonnie.
Okay, okay.
For the garnish.
Well, we're going to get back to that, and I'm going to ask you a lot of questions about that. Jeannie's
Okay.
standing by.
I cannot wait to eat whatever you're making in that kitchen. Don't go away, stay with us, because when we return, we're going to get seductive with the Revlon Love Squad.
Express yourself. Express yourself.
Welcome back to Afternoon Express. Now, the Revlon Love Squad are made up of SA's top beauty bloggers and our very own Bonang Matheba, each representing a unique colour in the Colour Stay Makeup Foundation spectrum. Today, Bonang and her beauty BFF, Clara, share their secrets on achieving the perfect seductive look.
Hi Revlon Beauties, I'm Bonang Matheba and this is my gorgeous go-to makeup artist Clara, and today we're going to show you how to recreate one of my favorite looks ever. We've called it seduction. It's perfect for a dinner out, a date night. It is perfect for an evening event. It is all about a dramatic eye, beautiful false lashes, and of course a matte red lip, my signature look. And it sounds difficult, right, to create, but the queen here is going to tell us exactly how to do it. And of course, step one, it's all about the skin.
We're starting off with the Revlon Colour Stay Oily Combination Liquid Foundation.
You don't want a cake, you just want an even, light, beautiful, coverage on your face. And the reason why we love this particular foundation is because it's got a brand new pump, which means it gives you the exact amount of foundation that you need so that it won't waste anything.
One of the benefits of this Colour Stay foundation is that it's buildable. So you can have a very light look and you can go heavy for the night.
But you still get that lightweight feel. And of course, it lasts up to 24 hours, which is lovely, ladies. After the foundation, it's of course
The powder.
the powder. One of the reasons why I love this packaging, darling, one of the best mirrors you will ever find. Can you see yourself? I mean, hello, even after your Colour Stay powder is over, I would keep this, because this right here is fabulous. All right, sorry, Clara. Yes. And do remember, because it is a more dramatic look, of course, you can go, a little bit stronger on the foundation and the powder, because day makeup is very different from night makeup. Night makeup, you can, makeup you wear in the evening, you can play around a little bit more with it. Whereas during the day, we like to keep it light and fresh and a little bit more natural. The fun part, the eyeshadow. I love this part. I mean, I love playing around with colors. I love playing around with lashes. I love playing around with liquid eyeliner. So when Clara's not there, I, steal some of her techniques and see what, I come up with. So what palette are we using today?
We're using the 501 Metropolitan palette.
Beautiful.
So we're going in with the brown and there's a fabulous glowy gold.
I mean, that is the signature Bonang look, with the gold in the inner corners of the eye and then the darker creases at the end. Clara has a trick up her sleeve. I'm going to highlight my eyebrows. Why do you do that?
Just to make your eye pop a little and just to make your eyebrows look a little cleaner. So what we use is the 2-in-1 concealer from our Revlon Colour Stay 2-in-1 foundation.
Sort of lifts my eyes a little bit as well. And now my favorite part, the gold eyeshadow in the inner corners of my eyes. I think in most of my red carpet looks, in most of my TV appearances, this is the quintessential Bonang look. The gold eyeshadow with the darker crease, I absolutely love it. It's my go-to color combination, always. And that's some gold, perfect for an evening out. But we're not done just yet.
We're just gonna dust off all the excess.
Dust off all the excess eyeshadow that will obviously land just underneath your eyes there. There is no eyes without eyeliner. Anyone that knows I'm completely obsessed with liquid eyeliner. So which one are we using?
We're using the Color Stay Skinny Eyeliner. Very thin brush.
I just am completely obsessed with liquid eyeliner. And remember not to open your eyes. You need to make sure that the eyeliner does dry before you open your eyes so that it doesn't end up back on your eyeshadow. Then you have to start all over again.
Okay, our finishing touch is the Revlon Ultra Volume Mascara. Pink one. Pink for girls. Beautiful, big, bold, luscious brush. Because this is an evening look, we're gonna try give her a lot of mascara.
The big, bold, dramatic look that we're trying to create. I love contouring because it just accentuates your features and it brings a bit of warmth across your face, and you know, it gives a bit of sort of dimension to your nose, your cheekbones, your jawline. I really love it. The thing is with blush, Clara, and I'm glad you're here, I never know where to place it on my face. Is it on top of my cheekbone? Is it underneath my cheekbone? Is it on the apple of my cheeks? Where exactly does the blush go?
Honestly, I like going on the apple of your cheek and just swiping it to the back.
On the apple of your cheek?
And just swipe
it away. Swipe it back. There's nothing more bold, more beautiful, and more seductive than a matte red lip on any woman. And of course, today we're gonna use the Ultra HD matte in red, and the color is called Love. Of course it is. So how do we prevent it from bleeding all over our faces?
Well, very simple, lip pencil. The nice thing about this lip Bonang is it's matte but very comfortable. Doesn't dry out your lips or chip your lips, you know?
And it smells delicious.
Definitely.
And there you go. Bold, beautiful, luscious, dramatic. This is how to create our beautiful, seductive look. Hopefully you try it out. You have luck and you have lots and lots of fun. And when you do, then you upload your images. We want to see them at Revlon SA. #ChooseLove.
That face
Yeah,
and that
amazing.
red lip was absolutely amazing because it had that tropical, juicy color. It was really hot.
And I think it stays like that for quite a while. I've tried that
Yeah.
red and it's actually pretty amazing.
Stunning.
You can never go wrong with the red lip.
Clara is such a phenomenal
Yeah,
makeup
love
artist. Chloe.
Clara,
I
love
wish I just
Clara.
had a little Clara in my cupboard at home.
And did you end up wearing that red lip to go and meet your boyfriend's mother?
Which boyfriend?
Bonang and the Revlon Love Squad will be sharing their love tips and makeup tricks every Tuesday and Thursday, so don't miss the next episode for more love look tutorials with Revlon Color Stay Makeup Foundation. Remember, you can follow the campaign online, #LoveSquadSA. Love is on. Now, soon we'll be enjoying a cup of tea with our guest for today, Merwelene Van der Merwe. But before we get to that, today we're giving away one-of-a-kind ceramic tea set hampered by Mervyn Gers, who specializes in handmade bespoke dinnerware. His work has been featured all over the world, and I went to his studio to see his workspace up close. Take a look.
Stunning.
Specializing in handmade dinnerware and boasting a list of some of the country's best chefs, game lodges and guest houses, Mervyn Gers has built himself quite the profile over the years, and today we get to explore the place where all the magic happens. Mervyn, please tell us how you got into the world of ceramics. Is it a hobby turned into a passion?
I always sort of collected 50s, 70s Victorian ceramics all my life, and I wanted to do it sort of from a long time, but I was working in the corporate industry, and then I found this place closing down, and I just thought I had to take the chance and take it because I would never be able to afford to set it up. It's like the big kilns and electricity, and then it started 5 years ago. Part of our business is job creation.
Is that an important aspect of your business, to develop skills?
It's very difficult. You can't really find people with ceramic experience, and it takes sort of like 6 months or more to train someone. It's quite complicated.
Would you say that your work is more decorative or functional dinnerware?
Well, the idea is to have it as functional. Functional, I can't call it art, but functional, decorative use, that people use it, not just standing on a shelf and you don't know why you're actually creating something.
Please take us through the process that each finished product has to go through from the design.
What we normally do is most of our work's bespoke. So we work with chefs or with someone or a shop that wants something specific. And then we would work, they'd come with an idea and then I would rework the idea and then sort of get it approved. And sometimes it takes a long time. Sometimes it takes sort of months to really get it going and get everybody happy to get it to work. I think what I would like to do in future is to be a bit more creative. And what we do is it's commercial because it's functional, but it'd be nice to actually work with or collaborate with artists and create different work that's something that's new. Not to follow what other people are doing, but come up with individualistic, nice, creative ideas that's unique.
So one of our lucky viewers has an opportunity to win one of your tea sets. I noticed that it's got a strong African theme. Tell us what inspired it.
I worked with a young designer that stayed with Ruth Browser. We decided to do something African, something modern, and to use sort of images that the strong man, married man on the Zulu shields, and we combined that and used sort of the colours that was used in the Bel-Air painting and on houses. So that was sort of the idea behind it, to create something that's traditional but making it a bit modern.
They say tea is best enjoyed in your favorite mug, but why don't you try a Mervyn Gers tea set? And why don't you invite some of your friends while you're at it? So, like I said, today we're giving away a bespoke ceramic tea set from Mervyn Gers Ceramics, along with a hamper containing a range of delicious teas from Fresh Pack. To enter, simply SMS the keyword Express, your name and city to 33728. SMSs cost R1.50, T's and C's apply, and can be found on afternoonexpress.co.za.
After the break, it's time to share another moment with Five Roses. South Africa's favourite tea is expertly blended to ensure that it remains of the highest quality consistently. It's this commitment to excellence that Five Roses puts into making the perfect cup of tea, which delivers its uniquely superior taste. Five Roses salutes South African women who too are committed to excellence. So today we'll be chatting with Merwelene Van der Merwe, an acclaimed local photographer whose talent for finding just the right angle has set her apart from the competition. She's joining us for a cup of Five Roses Select African Blend, created using only the finest leaves from Kenya and Malawi. This tea is stronger and rich, perfectly balanced to deliver an exceptional flavour. Don't go away, we'll be right back after the break with Merwelene Van der Merwe and Five Roses right here in the loft.
Express yourself. Express yourself.
Welcome back to Afternoon Express. Now, Merwelene Van der Merwe has spent the expanse of her career pushing the limits of photography. From edgy fashion editorials to commercial advertising, Merwelene has mastered it all. Today we'll learn what inspires this kind of passion and creative ingenuity from the woman herself. Welcome to the loft.
Thank you, Jeannie. Lovely to be
I'm so
here.
happy to be interviewing you today. You do such incredible work. When did you know that you wanted to be a photographer?
I can tell you exactly. But actually, exactly.
Really?
As a student, I was a very bad student. So until the age of 21, I didn't know what I wanted to do. I wasn't interested in anything or was shining in anything. And then I went on a photo shoot with first-year student, a friend.
Yeah.
And on that shoot, it was like the lights went on. I got it. I knew this is what I wanted to do.
Just
It was
like that, the
amazing.
penny
I've never
dropped.
had a camera. But I saw things all my life that I couldn't explain to others. Wow. And through the camera, it all started making sense.
And then when did you pick up your first camera?
Then immediately I wanted to study it.
Yeah.
But I only had typing at school. I didn't have physics and chemistry, and they didn't want to allow me initially.
Really?
And for 6 months, I went to with a friend to the Pretoria Technikon at that stage, that had a 3-year course. And I went to the classes, and by the time they had to decide who's in for the next year, they really knew me so well that they just said, "You're welcome."
Wow.
And from that day, I've never worked as hard in my life, and I've never enjoyed something as much as when I started photography.
That is wonderful. I always have such a huge appreciation for you. And I know I've worked with a cameraman for so long. And the way he sees things through his viewfinder, I find fascinating. Because we all look at the world in completely different ways. Now, I want to know, was your first work, like the first pictures you started taking, were they good?
They were fabulous. They were friends of girls.
Yeah.
Semi-nudes. I wanted to study the
wow.
body, played with lighting, natural light, big windows. So they were good, yes.
Do you ever look back at some of your work and think, oh, I'm really talented? Like, do you appreciate yourself?
You see, with a photographer, you're only as good as your last image.
Yeah.
And that keeps you very humble.
Yeah.
And as a person, I don't live in the past. I'm very much in the present. So I just know the feeling. I shot things fabulously and I loved it, and that's what's encouraging me to carry on. But I don't really live on the things I've achieved. It's like every shoot is a new experience and challenge.
Now, you grew up in the Free State. What was your journey like, I suppose, and what kind of impact do you think your upbringing and your life had on your career and of your work?
I grew up on a beautiful farm. Big mountain in front, a lot of nature. So I was running around free. But I remember as a little girl, always the dam in winter with the snow, watching the light reflecting on that ice. I was fascinated.
Yeah.
And I would watch the light early morning coming through the leaves and the shadows on the wall, and I would know the next morning it's not the same spot, it's different. So just the open space there, in retrospect now, really assisted me. But then working with people and my emotional IQ, I grew up in a home that was very affectionate and lovable.
Yeah.
So we touchy, loving people, and
Love
I
that.
truly love people, and I
Yeah.
think that's why photography works for me.
Brilliant. You also spent a lot of time overseas. Did that, do you think, inspire a lot of your work as well? Like just
Sure.
being able to see different cultures and different landscapes?
I think the 8 years in San Francisco in America really made it for me.
Yeah.
The first 4 years was very hard to get into the industry until I realized you've got to join a big studio. You can't be a little one-man business.
Yeah.
And I managed for the last 4 years there to be involved with a big studio who had 6 photographers. All together they employed like 20 people. So we had big budgets to work with, studio manager that were guiding you. I didn't shoot for me, I shot for the studio. So
Yeah.
other photographers assisting you with light, everybody just helping. And there I learned how to be, first of all, service-orientated, to know your value, how to close a deal, and how to prepare for a shoot.
Yeah.
And then it's always successful.
Because there's a business behind photography as well, especially if you're going to freelance as a photographer. You've got to run yourself as a business as well.
Totally.
So those are brilliant lessons to learn.
And coming back home and having that background that the Americans, I mean, you have to talk about money before you talk about anything.
Yeah.
And I grew up in an upbringing where you don't really talk about money, it's bad manners.
Exactly.
But quickly I shed that, and I knew if I want to manifest in this material world, not as a starving artist, but I really want to have the ability to shoot what I want.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I know how to close a deal.
You've done such extraordinary work, from really beautiful campaigns, but then also really arty work as well. How are you able to stay quite creatively agile within your career without selling out, I suppose?
Yeah. So of course, tell you fashion and beauty editorials are my love.
Yeah.
Especially shooting on location.
Yeah.
But you get exposure through that, but not financially paid so much. So you have to dance around that. And then I changed to the advertising campaigns. That's international, that's very lucrative, but strict guidelines. And as a pro, you follow it. So you have your element, of course, you want to give the client something that they didn't know they're going to get.
Exactly.
That's always my mission, even if it's a strict advertising campaign. Like shooting for a cosmetic house that's worldwide. You have to follow that worldwide formula, so to speak.
Yeah.
And then they brief us tightly, and then I see our models can't do that, and we break what they told us to do, and that's actually what they then choose at the end.
Exactly.
So you've got to feel the guidelines, but you've got to also feel your heart and your emotion and let it go and let it be and let it develop.
But you can see you almost do that. Like having a look at your work, you've got the ability to capture somebody's energy. Like I saw a lot of pictures that you had taken of Bonang and a lot of your beauty shots as well. You can see somebody's
Feeling.
vibe and feeling.
Yeah.
It's not an easy thing to do.
I think early in my life I realized, ears are very feminine. Eyes are very masculine.
Yeah.
They undress and insult. So the minute you're in front of my camera, I go in a space of vulnerable space and feeling what you're feeling sitting there.
Yeah.
And I mean, I take beautiful photographs myself, but I don't like being in front of the camera. I can just change and know profile good, hair standing there, smile there, and you work. But the person sitting there, especially when you start working with executives, they're so used to being in control. The magic is to fix their tie and touch their heart at the same time and say, excuse me, do you mind me fixing your tie? Yeah. Human little touch. A model that's stressed, you just touch her at the back, give her a little massage. A human care. That they don't feel it's just work. That they feel you care. And the minute they feel you care,
exactly,
you get the shot.
Do you see yourself as an artist?
Sure, that's very hard for me to answer. I love what I do, but art and call myself an artist, I'm too humble to do that, I think.
I definitely think you are. What is some of your, like if you have to look back at your very long, very amazing career, what are your favorite shots that you've taken? Do you have any that come to mind that really just stay with you?
You see, favorite shots you think in different ways.
Yeah.
First, after 3 decades of shooting, I must say, my memory, I can't really remember very much what I've done. But I can break it up for you in 3 ways.
Yeah.
First, you think financially.
Yeah.
I must say, I'm running a business. Which job paid me the most? It was a worldwide campaign.
Yes.
That, I mean, that happens once in a lifetime.
Yeah. Amazing.
Secondly, then I think of emotional. I worked on a moments in time calendar for many years. Had to do with cancer patients.
Wow.
And on that campaign, I actually stopped smoking myself.
Okay.
Just realizing, you know, this assignment is so sacred. I can't stand behind the corner and have a cigarette. So that, and my mother died of, passed away of cancer, and that's why I came back to South Africa initially. So out of an emotional point of view, that's a very important campaign to me.
Exactly, that really did change so much of your life.
Personally, my own life, and seeing how it changed people around me. Yeah. And realizing people that's so ill, I mean, they don't sweat the little things. You reprioritize and see what's really important in life.
Perspective.
And then, okay, if you say favorite picture, I love gardening, I love flowers. I did a shoot with Frans Grabe, a florist. It took them 2 days and 2 nights to put rose petals one by one, creating coats and garments. Oh, I mean, amazing. A shoot like that, I'm just in awe of the creation. Because after all, I'm only as good as the team I'm surrounding myself with, bottom line. So, and then creation like that I can use afterwards on the table as a tablecloth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is absolutely amazing. Like, a lot of people would maybe have a dream, like saying you want a shot on Times Square or something like that. What is the one thing that you still want to do or shoot?
I want to be able to just shoot what I want and produce a book and go in the world out there and not really plan and see what happens. I've never done that. I've always been in structure where I've got to create. Yeah. So, yeah, meaning not having to work for money.
Yes. Oh, that's a dream. Not that you work anyway. You said that you haven't haven't worked a day in your life.
Oh, true. True, but I mean, I was still having to pay the bills.
What advice would you give to young photographers who want to kind of emulate your career?
Okay, first of all, really realize you're only as good as your last image. Bottom line.
Yeah.
Don't now think of last month when you were fabulous. It's only now that counts. Secondly, only buy things you can afford. Don't buy gear you can't afford. Yeah. As a freelancer, as a creator, as a creative person, I can't create if I'm under financial pressure.
Okay.
So make sure you don't buy things if you can't afford it.
Yeah.
Secondly, if you shoot, as a photographer, I don't have eyes behind my head. I shoot in very dangerous situations. I'm only watching what I'm shooting, even if it's fashion in a location, on location or wherever. Yeah. Yet the team, the assistants are very important. They look out for you. And even if I'm like struggling with a shot there, the assistant will tell me, now look there. They help me because I'm so over-processing there. So, yeah, no, you're only as good as you surround yourself, with whom you surround.
That's wonderful advice. Thank you so much for coming
lovely,
through.
Jeannie.
So
that
wonderful
was great.
chatting to you. Now,
Thank you very
anyone
much.
can really take a photo, but capturing the story within an image is a true art. Five Roses salutes you and your commitment to your craft, much like Five Roses is committed to bringing you a range of superior tasting teas. We're giving away a fabulous Five Roses gift pack containing an assortment of their delicious teas. To stand a chance to win, simply SMS the keyword Five Roses, your name and city, to 337 778. SMSs are charged at R1.50 each and T's and C's do apply. So visit our website, afternoonexpress.co.za for details. Join us again this time next week when we will be chatting to yet another exceptional South African woman. And until then, remember that nobody makes better tea than you and 5 Roses.
Express yourself. Express yourself.
Win at home on Afternoon Express, where 3 design contestants are turning 3 empty properties at Valdevie Estate in the Cape Winelands into dream homes using finishes provided by Caesarstone and Plascon. Vote for your favorite and you could win.
Now, tomorrow is the day we reveal the final products of our 3 design contestants' final challenge, the lounge. Now, while Joanne seems to be in a comfortable position to get done in time, Rudolph has decided to make some last-minute changes. And for Menenhle, things have taken a serious turn for the worst. Danila was there to find out more.
It's the last day of the last challenge. Our design contestants are going to have to pull out all the stops in order to win you and our judges over. Let's see how far they've come. Rudolph,
Hi.
how's it?
Yes.
So you have only literally got a couple of hours left until you have to be done at the end of today.
That is
and you're
correct.
painting outside. Rudolph, why are you painting your ottoman?
I just wanted to blend with all the beautiful colors that I have within that space, so the rest just actually pops.
Doesn't the paint like affect the actual functionality of the ottoman?
No, well, it's basically just a coffee table, so everything you put on it stays on it.
Nice idea, hoping it works out for you.
Thank you.
What is still left to do to complete the lounge?
Everything's sort of on track. I'm quite happy with the way it turned out. There was one little mishap and I had to jump in and fix it, but I'm sure you will notice that.
What was it? Tell me more.
So after Michelle's visit yesterday, we both decided that the mural must go.
The one on the roof?
Yes.
Wow. But I would have thought that that was the one thing that judges would have maybe liked the most about the apartment.
Well, I actually replaced it with something much more spectacular, so I think they will agree with my decision.
We'll have to wait and see. I guess get back to work. You've got
Thank
a few
you.
more hours. On to Joanne. So at least Joanne is not outside her apartment. Let's see what's going on inside as she finishes off her lounge. Joanne,
Yes.
are you still here?
Yeah, I'm doing some final cleaning.
Ooh, cleaning. It's looking nice. I think it's looking really nice. This hasn't shifted.
No. We tried to put it this way, but it just didn't look right with the kitchen. And the kitchen is a very big part of my whole experience.
So we're going to have to wait and see what the judges think about that, because obviously that was going to be your wow factor, was this. I also see your TV's not even plugged in. Does it even work?
Yes, it does.
It does work. Well, show me. So you will be able to watch all the sport that I want to watch when that thing is plugged in.
Yes.
You're not lying to me at all.
No, I'm not lying to you.
Because little birdies may have told me that your TV is just a prop. Is that a lie?
It may be. But I'm not going to keep it. Just to look at it, see how it's looking in the apartment.
Joanne, you've literally got a couple of hours to finish this apartment.
A TV, you can buy a TV anywhere, Danilo, really. Just around the corner I can buy another TV, so it's not a big issue.
All right. As long as it's all under control, it's looking amazing. All your different furniture seems to be in place. Finish off your cleaning. I want to go see how Menenhle is doing, okay? Menenhle, looks like things are slowly but surely being put into place here. How's it going?
It's not going as planned. I actually have some bad news for you.
What?
So my car was stolen last night.
Oh.
So yeah, it hasn't been easy for me to move around.
Man.
But that's something I'm just trying not to think about it, because this is the last challenge. So my focus is on the challenge, and I can focus later on getting the car around.
Well, I know you don't want to talk about it, but was there anything in the car that's going to affect the completion of your lounge?
A lot of stuff was in the car, but yeah, some of it affected my progress, but definitely gonna have to keep my head up high and focus on the lounge.
I like that mindset, man, especially after winning the previous challenge. You want to keep your head in the game to make sure that you keep, I guess, pushing forward this design. So is this thing going to be done by the end of today?
I'm hoping so, because most of my furniture is here, but I'm still waiting for my my magnificent 4-6 table, which I'm really excited about.
Well, Minenhle, there's always a silver lining on clouds like these. Win the competition, the whole of Winner Home, and you could buy yourself a brand new car. How about it?
Yeah, definitely, that would be great.
Let's keep that the focus. Good luck.
Let me get back to it.
Oh, poor
Shame,
thing.
that's so hectic. Now I'm really rooting for him.
I know, but apparently he was out in Cape Town city centre and then ran in and then his car got stolen and then came out and what a
But
horrible feeling.
It's also Murphy's Law to like when you're faced with one of the greatest challenges that a dream that you really want, that like the worst thing happens to you.
But in that insert, I did, however, spot a velvet green deep buttoned couch. Oh, I'm dying to see what it looks like.
Well, the police have been notified and I do really hope that they find his car. So for now, though, Danilo is on the couch to learn just how important the lounge can be when buying or selling a home.
The lounge and the dining room need to be inviting. They need to be warm, and it's vital that these rooms are paid special attention to because they are a space we spend most of our time, especially on this show in our loft. Whether it's hosting a dinner party or reclining with friends, family, watching the game, or having a cup of tea, Simon Bray, CEO of Private Property, is back in the loft to give us his expert advice. So we don't like lounging about in the show. It's always jam-packed, full of action. But when it comes to lounging, it does add a lot of value to a property, doesn't it?
Completely. I mean, I think South Africans in particular are very house-proud as a nation. We love to have people in our homes. We like to entertain. You know, as you said, come over for the game, put a Bray on,
Ladies
relax.
have book club,
wine.
Which we know nothing about, do we?
Yeah, so the lounge is a critically important space to any home. It's basically where friends, family, guests, hosts all interact. It's that gathering and meeting point for the whole home.
Yeah, it's like the central point. It's the heart of the home, I think, in some ways. I mean, every room seems to be important. Every time we've spoken, we've said, no, this room is the room.
Yes,
every room is
upping the ante every single week. Yeah, now. But I think the lounge is quite important. I think the trick with the lounge is it can be an incredible space. It can add real value to a home, or it can be a forgotten space.
True.
You know, it can be a couple of pieces of furniture and a TV, and they call that a lounge. So I think there's an opportunity, particularly around the design and decor in a room like the lounge.
Well, take us through that. Like, talk us through your advice and your opinion. What can we do to avoid that space where it becomes the forgotten room?
It's all about flow, I think. It's all about setting the right tone, particularly in our Veldevie apartments. You walk in and you're met with the view of the lounge.
Yes.
It's the first thing you see. It's really going to set the tone for any guest that's coming into the space. And that's often the case with most modern homes these days. You know, you're finding lounge and dining room are becoming more and more of a shared common space as opposed to separate spaces. You know, traditional homes, you'd have the lounge over there and the dining room over there, and it would be a far more formal affair going through to the dining room. Now it's an integrated feel, it's an integrated space. So it's really about how the pieces of furniture in the room, the design in the room creates the right tone, creates that feeling of peace, relaxation, invites people into the home, and creates the atmosphere.
Yeah. Let's go back to that comment you made now about the rooms fusing and merging into one, the dining room and the living room, which I find quite interesting because speaking to you often, I've learned that the more rooms, the more valuable. So how does that affect the price? Should we build a separate dining room or should we leave it as a fused space? Is that turning into be a trendy thing online? People spending more money on it?
Yeah, it's a fascinating question, that, actually, because you're right. Generally, the more rooms you have in a house, the more you can charge for that house. But in the case of the lounge and the dining area, it's completely the opposite. Older homes where you've got a separate lounge and a separate dining room are always going to be kind of less valuable. So a great way to unlock value, if you've got an older home like that, is just to knock the wall down between those two rooms. Creates a big space, creates this flow between dining and living in the lounge. And that's far more what modern living is about.
Yeah. Great advice. I think that's amazing for those who are trying to now resell their homes, especially from the guy who knows it's like watching what people are doing online when they are buying homes. Let's talk about our design contestants, because you've mentioned the fact that when they walk into those Veldevie apartments, the first thing you see is those living room areas. And it's going to have to be functional. It's going to have to be warm. It's going to have to be inviting. It's going to have to flow. There's a lot of pressure on them when it comes to this room. What are your thoughts?
Yeah. Again, every week we put the pressure on the contestants.
Yes.
Every week we talk up the challenge and say this is the most important room. But this is a very important room. You know, you walk in the door and it's got to say something. So I think definitely looking for some type of talking point, something to set their room apart from the other rooms and their apartment apart from the other apartments. So they're going to have to look at the furnishings. They're going to have to look at how that flows between the kitchen, dining, and lounge space. You can't forget that the kitchen's also integral to the space that's in those apartments.
Yes.
We definitely don't just want to see a great couch and a TV.
And a poof and one of those ottomans somewhere.
Exactly.
Doing
For
more
sure.
than that. You spoke earlier on about trends and the idea that these two rooms are fusing into one. What are some of the other trends that you're seeing in terms of living rooms and dining rooms that people can just take home at home? Because what happens if I am selling my house or maybe I'm looking to buy property? What are some trendy living room ideas?
Well, I think one thing that's important when you're selling your home is this concept of staging. And staging is really a trend that's emerging in South Africa. Previously, you would open up your house on a show day and hope that the agent, doesn't let criminals into the home and you sell the house, right?
Yeah.
Now it's becoming so much more than that. It's about making sure that the home you invite your potential buyers into looks like a home that's ready to invite guests.
Yes.
So you put your best foot forward, and real estate agents are doing a great job of that at the moment. They're understanding what staging concept is all about, and we're seeing it come through, particularly in the lounge and the dining room and the kitchen. So it's about fresh flowers, it's about fresh
Linen
pattern
and
designs
covers
on the scatter cushions. It's about neat, clean, uncluttered spaces.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people forget about that when they're selling their home. Your lounge must look as good as it's ever looked when you invite buyers in. And if it does, then you've got a much better chance of selling the home.
Exactly. If you've got an older child, make sure that they're done sleeping on the couch with their bowl of popcorn there. I've walked into a home to go and have a look at it, and there was someone on the couch just like, hey, man, what's up? I'm like, that's terrible. And really take pride in it.
I've seen property photos with that same guy in the lounge.
I think he gets rented out to do these things. I think this is
exactly.
his job. It's a bad idea. It doesn't sell well. Make sure that you make the space look trendy and new and ready to live in, I think is great advice.
Yeah, and small touches, clear the magazine clutter off the tables. You make sure that there's a couple of nice scatter cushions, a throw over the couch, just something to just add freshness and add life to it. And our contestants so far this season have been incredibly good at staging, so I'm sure that they will be in this challenge as well.
Sure. We should start a new hashtag, which is called Brilliant Advice, because Simon Bray, it's always great chatting to you.
Yeah, now, do I get to own
Commission,
that hashtag?
yeah. Now make sure your living space is clean. Utilize the space well and turn the lounge and dining room areas into the selling point of your home. Simply log on to privateproperty.co.za for more inspiration.
So remember that by voting for your favorite design contestants lounge, you stand a chance of winning paint from Plascon to the value of 5,000 Rand, and you automatically get entered into that grand prize draw where you can win big.
It's not called Win a Home for nothing. You, the viewer, can win one of 3 completed apartments at Valdevie Estate, valued at more than 3 million Rand, by voting for your favorite design contestants lounge on privateproperty.co.za. Win a Home is proudly brought to you by Private Property in association with Nedbank.
Express yourself. Express yourself.
Welcome back to Afternoon Express. Now, don't miss out on top billing this evening at 8 p.m. on SABC3. With the Olympics only one sleep away, today they feature the new generation of South African swimming stars, Matthew Meyer and Chad Ho, who had to juggle training and finishing a matric dance. Love him. Can't wait to see how well he's going to do in the Olympics. Then Jade Hubner spends a day with professional fashion photographer Jordan Lee Garbett, who started a passion project which would see him blend creativity with science, capturing explosion of paint caused by sound to create his own signature work. And they showcase an extravagant home by interior designers Dievel Prinsloo and Leonard de Villiers, situated on a golf course. The home boasts an award-winning kitchen inside its contemporary interior, which also happens to have an outdoor shower. Right now, though, I'm not going to be able to get into an outdoor shower anytime soon because I'm starving, and that's all I want.
Welcome back. We're about to get cracking on the second part of our recipe with Karen. It's our salad, right?
Yes. We're going to make the fastest beetroot, pear, butternut, Moskonfyt salad.
Oh, yummy. It sounds like it's specifically a winter salad, and the last thing people want to eat in winter is a salad.
I know you don't think about that, but you know, alongside all that kind of rich, casserole-y, bready business, you need something fresh and colourful and bright and zingy to sort of pull you out of that stuff.
What are like the special ingredients that can like make a salad more, illustrious in winter?
I think a good dressing, like this one, which has got mustard and caraway seed, I know it sounds odd, but really good. Some vinegar.
Is that caraway seed? It
Yeah,
looks
we've
fennel.
toasted it a little bit in a pan. That's
okay.
what you haven't seen.
Right.
And then we're going to put in some salt. And some Moskonfyt. Moskonfyt is like a syrup made from green Hanepoort grapes. So it's really only found in the Cape, but you can find it all sorts of, you can use honey for other things. It's got a sweet, tangy, almost like a pomegranate syrup business. You get that?
Yummy, yummy.
So notice how I quickly whisk this business together here.
It's got a lovely taste.
Do you like that?
It's got a zing to it.
Yeah. And I'm going to add a tiny bit more of this business.
More Moskonfyt.
More Moskonfyt.
Okay. You've got some watercress here.
Yes, I have watercress.
I love
I
watercress.
like dill with the salad, but watercress is also pretty good for this time of year. I'm going to give the beetroot a little bit of the dressing so that the dressing it can acquaint itself, can soften a little bit in that goodie. But of course, we're doing the speediest salad, so we don't really have time for much acquainting now. No.
When I was a little girl, my mom always made me make the beetroot, and I just hated making it, so I never put beetroot in salad.
Oh.
But I'll try this.
It's a pity, because, you know, beetroot is surprisingly sweet and so ridiculously good for you.
Yeah, no,
So
it's
now,
amazing.
look, we're going to do a chefy thing. We're going to
Ooh la la, would you look at
a
that?
little bit of this business, which a nice creamy thing is sort of comforting
creme
in winter
fraiche,
as well.
right?
It's creme fraiche. Now, you know, people often think of salad as being kind of limp greens and really quite dull and you've got to understand that salad is all about loving your vegetables. You've got to love your vegetables. Notice how we're going to layer up the beetroot, some pear. Pretty, no?
Yeah, very pretty.
And
we're
then
hitting the
we've got
last minute of the show, so
butternut.
we've got to make this salad pop.
layering, speedy layering, and more layering, more
And then are we popping this watercress on the top of that?
Yes. And
Can I help you with that?
You know what, we can tuck some in here and there.
Jeannie, come tuck in.
Come tucking more beetroot.
I could honestly watch you cook all day.
Isn't that the most good-looking chicken breast you've ever seen?
It really
So
is.
look how nicely this is going to go with the orangey teriyaki chicken.
Thank you so much for making us dinner. It's been
Pleasure,
wonderful
love.
having you.
It's been
we'll see you
fun.
again tomorrow. Ciao.
you.
Happy eating. Oh, yummy.
The hottest address on TV is Winner Home on Afternoon Express. Proudly brought to you by Private Property in association with Nedbank.
Another feel-good production.